I'm guessing that must be whoever's
got
had
two
to
adults
for them. Alright, what do you want?
Like 40 plus.
That I don't want to move out.
It's okay.
How's it going?
Alright.
Get ready? Let's go.
Let's go with Napoleon Hill.
First,
I know that I really achieved my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards attainment, and I here now promise to render such action. Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I'll concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of being the person I intend to become, thereby creating my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the critical law of suggestion, any desire that exists in hold of my mind will eventually seek expression activity. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to training myself to develop self-confidence. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definition in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall develop self-confidence towards attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth is position long ignored, unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit my own effects. I will succeed by attracting myself towards others to use and the cooperation of other people. I will do others serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, cynicism by developing love for all humanity. Because I know that the attitude towards others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will assign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self-reliant success person. Hoorah! 12 steps. This is a 12-step formula within the standard which, when followed with guidance in a positive environment, guarantees 24 plus transactions annually and unprecedented personal growth and achievement. 1. I dedicate 1 hour daily towards building and defending my self-confidence. 2. I practice and internalize my sales skills for a minimum of 1 hour each day. 3. I contact my sphere of influence by mail, by phone, and in person, and by email quarterly. 4. I make 150 plus contacts per week, 30 plus per day, by phone or in person. 5. I follow the policy of my lead daily. 6. I set 5 plus 1 appointments a week by our sellers. 7. I completed and qualified 100% of my appointments. 8. I have appointment attendance from least to at least 50% or greater. 9. I call all my sellers weekly to reduce all the listings every 3 weeks to 5%. 10. I sell 75% or more of my list inventory. 11. I will return every time I call and contact every buyer to need 2 hours anyway. 12. I deliver with highly qualified buyers who have been pre-qualified by a mortgage lender and signed a buyer-broker agreement. Earn more commission, less time, less energy spent. I recognize success comes from fixing actions and predictable outcomes. Therefore, I commit to following every step of the process of success. Tony Robbins. Now I'm the voice. Now I am the voice.
I will lead, not follow.
I will lead, not follow.
I will believe, not doubt.
I will believe, not doubt.
I will create, not destroy.
I will create, not destroy.
I am a force for good.
I am a force for good.
I am a leader.
I am a leader.
Defy the odds.
Defy the odds.
Set a new standard.
Set a new standard.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Open affirmations. I'm a
Professional salesperson who gets home sold. I get to make out my clients find their goals. I fight by losing right. I focus on small wins every day. Real estate transactions are about any market. My ability to make me succeed. I get stronger with every step. I'm a master of every situation. My confidence is shaken because I live in integrity. I always have productive thoughts. I take excellent care of my body. I start each day with abundance of energy. I am task-oriented. I set clear priorities daily. I know what I want and I get it. I attract and enjoy greater financial abundance each day. My gratitude gives me unlimited financial success. I think prosperous thoughts. I am prosperous. I handle my life and I profit every day. Taking action is easy for me. I am eager to start each day. I enjoy being debt-free. I exercise daily. I enjoy helping my clients succeed. I eat healthful foods. I'm a real estate expert. My SOI expects me to be the real estate expert. I'm a professional. I'm financially independent. I am committed to leading, helping others. I have solutions. Prospecting is good for my business. I call it inspired to sell my owners. Prospecting is easy for me. I enjoy following the plan. People are attracted to my enthusiasm. I use technology to succeed. I get mentally stronger with every call I make. I'm not a trained salesperson. I'm a powerful agent. I know how to succeed. I keep positive, exciting, productive, mind at all times. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Hold the point. Hey, yeah.
How's everyone doing today?
Great.
Yeah? Good day?
Yeah.
Perfect. Gratitudes, victories for the week?
Knocked yesterday, the neighborhood with the expired and the 10 houses around it.
Yeah?
Yep.
How'd it go?
Not great, but it definitely was a good
But you did it
for me. Yep.
Good deal. I like it.
Yeah.
Did you just do the one expire?
I did the one expired and the 10
And then the 10 out.
and then just the one for the day.
Awesome. Good job.
Doing 2 today. So.
Keep it up.
Yes, sir.
Keep it up.
Yeah, keep doing that, because I got an appointment last night and got a listing last night.
You took the listing?
From the same thing.
Really?
Took the listing, yeah.
Was it expired?
The neighborhood
Really?
expired. Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, so sometimes the expired doesn't want to sell again, but somebody in the
else
neighborhood does. Yeah, you know, we find that a lot where there's people in the neighborhood that watch the home come up on the market and they're like, oh, I want to watch their home, and if it sells, then we're going to sell our home. And then it doesn't sell, and then they're just kind of like waiting until you knock on the door.
So this was such a win for my mindset too. This lady's story, it's an older lady that she's in her mid-70s, and she was aware that neighbors were selling the home, but she said she's been thinking about selling for a couple years and has never done anything about it, and then like 6 weeks ago started taking pictures of her house, but still never talked to anyone about it until I knocked on her door.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. The process, I did hear, and I've heard this before, but the selling process is really a 6 month to a year process. You might not get in contact with them until they're ready to go, but they started this process a while ago. And you might be the trigger that starts the process for somebody too. So that's awesome. Great. That's a great win. When does it go on the market?
I need to ask you or Russ or somebody some questions about that.
Okay, so soon then.
Soon, yeah. She said today, but I think we should do a few things first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, anybody else? Gratitudes, victories. It's got to be another gratitude. Okay.
My middle son just got his mission call last night and he's going to London, England in October. So.
Nice.
Very
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Tea, crumpets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. Anybody else? Okay, so I was thinking this week, I haven't been able to I haven't done the morning ascent for a while, so I was kind of excited about doing it today, because when I do have different experiences, I like to try to correlate them with real estate, or try to correlate them with ways to get better. And then this gives me the opportunity to try it out on you guys to see if it even worked. Because if I don't get any reaction, then I'm just like, okay, that one didn't work out. But I was thinking about this the other day. We are in June, so we are almost halfway through the year. And we all know that we have a tendency to procrastinate, so we may or may not be on our goals, or we could be way off, right?
Right.
So let me ask you a question. Has anybody ever been to New York? Everybody's been to New York?
No.
James, you haven't been to New York?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, James, what would you say if I sent you to New York?
I say let's go.
You'd like to do that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna send you to New York on the airplane. How would you feel if you got on this airplane, you got super excited, we planned the whole thing out, we had a whole week to play, and when you got on this plane, you ended up somewhere over here instead of New York? How would you feel?
I'd be pretty mad. I mean, unless it was
That's
Miami.
New Jersey. Yeah. Big difference.
Big difference. Why would you be mad?
Well, I mean, it's not the intended goal that I had.
That's not your intention. You got excited about this. You wanted to go here, and you just didn't make it there.
Yeah.
Okay? We do this a lot in real estate. This difference from here to here, which is actually 125 miles, is 1 degree off. If you leave Salt Lake City and you're flying to New York and your plane is pointed 1 degree off, you're going to end up 125 miles this direction, which is further than New Jersey. Might even be Canada. Or the ocean. Canada or the ocean. One of the two. So that's just 1 degree. 1 degree off. Now, I want to share a story with you. This happened to me, what was it then? 15 years ago? Yeah, 15 years ago. So I was with my older brother, and we went to the Philippines. We were in the Philippines for about a month, but there was this volcano that we wanted to climb. It's called Mount Mayon. Has anybody heard of that volcano? I'm sure you've seen pictures of it. It is considered the most volcano-looking mountain in the world. So there's lots of volcanoes, but this is the one that actually looks, you see it mostly on the pictures. It erupts every 5 to 10 years, and you can see, so you'll see it. In fact, I think it erupted last year, and it had some good footage on it. But this is Mount Mayon, and we decided that we wanted to go down there. We were going to climb this mountain. So we flew down in the city, and it's usually a 2-day trek. You hike in to somewhere in here, and then you make up on the second day you get up to the top. Well, we were a little ambitious, so we thought we got 2 days before our plane leaves. So if we can just get up there in a day and come back, we should be just fine. And we didn't know the direction, so we decided that the next best thing would be to hire the local search and rescue group to take us. That they wouldn't get us lost, right? So we hired them, and we said, okay, why don't you take us to the top? And here's the thing. We want to get up to the top in 1 day, not 2 days, because we got a plane to catch. And they thought we were crazy, but we were paying them like $5, and that was big for them. So they were super excited about it. So they said, well, okay, let's take it on. We'll do it. So we got up really, really early in the morning and left, and we hit what they call their base camp for a 2-day trip. We hit it at 10 in the morning. And we're like, how does this take people 2 days when we're like almost there at 10 in the morning? Now, we look back at our guide, and he was probably a chain smoker since he was probably 2 years old over there. He was huffing and puffing, and he was way back here. But that kind of made a little bit more sense. But we decided we were going to keep going up there. We made it up to the top. Our guide made it to about right here, and when we saw the top, and this was probably about 2, 3 in the afternoon by the time we hit the top. And he was a little bit tired. We probably really wore him out. So that's what I'm attributing to what happens next, that he was super tired. But we started going down this hill, and there, at the very top, there's these lava chutes. So when it erupts, it creates these chutes, and then it just goes down and then fans out. In this case, there was multiple ones at the top. So we're standing up here, and you can kind of see, like, there's a long lava chute here, and then there's, maybe a little one, and another little long one like that. So we started going down, and we started on the right side of one of these chutes. So at the top, you can see the top of the chute. You can stand over here, you're one chute. You stand on the right side, you see another chute. Does that make sense? You see the visual on that? So real close. It's just a real one step. Then we started going down. Now, if this is the chute we came up, and we made this decision right here at the top that we were going down this way. Looked exactly the same. Was just down the mountain. Okay? We got to about right here, and there was a 60-foot cliff, and we didn't have any ropes, and there was just jungle on both sides. So we thought, well, we know we're off. Let's see if we can just jump to the chute that we were at. But what we didn't realize is this distance right here was really a great distance. So we come in here, and it's a dense jungle. Push through the trees, fight through the trees to get there. In fact, there was snakes there, and every time our guide would run in, he'd say, "There's a snake, can't go that way," and he'd come back. And we kept doing that, and finally we decided just go really, really fast, because for some reason we thought if we just run really fast, snakes won't get us, and we'll get to where we want to go as fast as we can. What we didn't realize is there was at least 5 more chutes between us that we had to hop over. And by the time that it was all said and done, and we made it to probably the 3rd one in here and actually out to the bottom, it was 12 a.m. And they had the rest of the search and rescue guys out there looking for their first search and rescue guy who got us lost. So why do I tell you this story?
Mom's mad at you for ever going.
Mom didn't know anything about this.
Because if you don't buy into whatever your coach is telling you at the beginning, it's going to make for a huge makeup or correction later.
Yeah, I like that. What else? Why else would I tell you this story? Really, we've talked about 2 things. This story and this story.
Just going slightly off course can kind of get you in a very different predicament than what you want to be in.
Yeah, can get you in a very different place.
With your second story, what I'm thinking is if there's an established path that you know will get you where you want to go, take that. Mm-hmm. Another route, your own plan, a different way might get you there. It just might come with some trouble.
I eventually made it to where I wanted to go, but there was some trouble that came in with that.
I think a lot of times when you're door knocking, I think this happens to everyone, but I know when I'm door knocking, I become the most creative marketing guru in the world. I'm like, there has to be something easier than this, right? And it goes into what you were saying. A lot of times if there's an established path that so many people have done that before and have proven success and have had proven success from that in your situation, of course, maybe you were thinking the path isn't as important or you're looking for something easier, and a lot of times we focus on 500 different things when we can focus on the tried and true.
Yeah, I like that. And really what happened is we got down here probably a 1/4 of a mile down the mountain, and the only reason we didn't go back up and go down the right one was because we thought it would be faster just to continue over instead of going back the direction that we already had gone, starting over and just saying, okay, time to reset, time to move forward. See, right now we're in June, so we're not quite half the year yet. This is a great time to do a little reset before we start our next 6 months of the year. Okay, deals can happen. In fact, if you look at a lot of different agents' production, and you take the whole year into account and say, if I just worked, like take only the days that I worked, it usually equals about 6 months. You put a focused effort into it. In this case right here, where you're just 1 degree off, you could end up totally off course. If I make that correction right here, it's not that big of a correction. If I make that correction here, I'm at another 125 miles to my trip. Same thing here. I had 5 more valleys to go through. If we would have just gone down the right way, we might have been down by 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon. Very easy. So Jim Rohn says, we don't have to change that much for it to make a great deal of difference. A few simple decisions can have a major impact on how your life works out in the next 90 days, let alone in the next 12 months to 3 years. So it's not about big changes, it's about small changes. In this case, it's just a 1 degree change. You just keep doing it. Everything will get off course over time. Everything. Doesn't matter how strong you are in something, it's going to get off course if you just keep that same direction. You've got to make those adjustments. So what are small things we can do in real estate that get us off course?
Go grocery shopping instead of door knocking for one day.
Grocery shopping. Grocery shopping, yeah, that would get you off course. What else? What are small things that get us off course?
I think the start of it is just you lose sight of your goal. I mean, you have a direction, hey, I'm going to do this so many days a week, so many hours a day, and you lose sight of that, and all of a sudden one day goes by, a couple days go by, a week goes by,
Yeah.
a month goes by, and you've forgotten what your goal is, and until you look back and find out what that is and what you're supposed to be doing, you've got to reset.
Yeah, I like that.
I think just making excuses. I find myself making excuses all day long. I just don't feel like it, or, you know, just little things that just get you off course.
Yeah, little things get you off course. Yeah, every day our decisions will get us off course. So small decisions that we make every day. One of the challenges is that when we get off course, it's typically not, oh, I just flipped 180 degrees and now I'm going this direction. I mean, most of us don't go, okay, these are my goals, this is where I want to go, and then you wake up and you're like, now I'm going. Okay, most of us don't do that. But we do make excuses. We do say, okay, there's my goal, I'm going to shift this a little bit. Okay, the weather's a little bit nicer today, I'm going to do something different than I had planned. Somebody just called me up and said, hey, we've got a lunch planned, come eat lunch with us, and you thought, oh, well, that's where I skipped my morning prospecting because I said I was going to do it at lunch, and I did something else, and now you're like, oh, now I got another opportunity. Then you skip your morning and your lunch because what do you say?
I'll do it at night.
I'll do it at night. And what happens at night?
Anything.
Everything.
Out of it.
Everything. If you're leaving your prospecting to the very last of the day, the chances of you continuing to do that goes down dramatically.
You mentioned how you feel. I don't feel like it. And one of the most valuable things I've learned just recently that I've heard George talk about a lot is that it doesn't matter how you feel. Mm-hmm. And that if we just did things, if we really just did things that we felt like doing, we definitely wouldn't get where most of us want to go. And so this idea that whatever you feel, noticing that and then redirecting on what you actually want instead of what you feel like.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I would suggest that would be a challenge for you today, is I want you to look at what you do today and look at what you do because of how you feel. I think you'd be surprised at how many decisions you make based on how you feel. I mean, you might have made a decision this morning based on how you feel. Did anybody wake up and hit their snooze button for 9 minutes at least twice? That was a decision made by feel, not a decision made the night before. Okay? You woke up, you had breakfast. Did you make your decision to have breakfast based on how you feel? Well, I don't really feel like eating today, so I didn't eat. How is that going to affect you this afternoon if you didn't eat? If you didn't eat good?
Feel well.
You're not going to feel well, right? There's all these little decisions that we make take us off course in some way or another. Whether it's what we eat that gives us low energy in the afternoon, or what we don't eat that gives us low energy or no energy. Those all have effects on what we're trying to accomplish. It's not a bad thing. We know that in this situation, the plane is going to be off course. From what I understand, 90% of the time they're recorrecting it. They're getting off course and they're recorrecting it. The question is how are you correcting your direction soon enough, or are we waiting? Are we waiting until we're too far? Do we wait until we get here? Now this ended up being a great story, but we could definitely have missed our plane. And I never actually saw any snakes, but according to our guide, we could have been eaten by snakes. There's lots of things that could have gone wrong with there. And really the only consequence was it took us all day and all night. But this could be a big deal. We talked, James, I'm going to give you a trip to New York. We're excited. We planned it. You've done everything. You've done the research. You've got Broadway's picked out. You got everything you do. And we end up in the middle of the ocean and you don't get to go to New York. How are you going to feel?
Pretty bad.
Yeah. Why do you settle on this, though? We set our goal at the first of the year to be a certain place, and I want you to think about your own production, where you are. Are you here? Are you still heading towards New York? Or are you headed towards the ocean? Because if we're heading towards the ocean, we know you're not going to feel good at the end of the year. You're at a point right now where you can make a decision to recorrect that. Does that make sense? Okay, so I want you guys to think about that today and take that challenge. Look at what the decisions you make today and just ask yourself the simple question, am I making this decision based on how I feel, or is this something that I absolutely need to do? Because I think you'll be surprised of how many decisions we actually make are based on how we feel. Okay? Let's do some affirmation. Any thoughts?
Good analogy.
All right, closing affirmations. I succeed because I am my goals. I am confident. I like talking to new people. I know what is important to me. I remember people's names. I daily plan and follow. I am passionate about real estate. I know this is my greater tool. I like asking questions and listening. I enjoy reading to improve my sales skills. My thoughts lead my motion to action results. I focus on my dreams daily. My presentation is powerful persuasion. I improve my skills daily. I am happy. I love the prospect that comes to each my business. I see my future in awesome. I love my life. I am grateful and thankful. I control my thinking. I believe in me. I feel outstanding. I use my beliefs and options and see innovative. I get things done. I apply excellent customer service. I drink water daily. I connect with people. People love me. I love others. I am disciplined out of my daily schedule. I prospect daily. I set appointments daily. I'm a master persuader. I achieve my goals. I am a real estate rock star. I am passionate about my life. I live in a purpose. I am confident in my sales skills. I know my destiny. I am healthy and strong. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. I keep positive, exciting, productive, positive, all times. Yes! Thanks, Jason. Good morning. Good morning. Ready? You get it? Nice. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, there he is again. Good morning. I know where you were last day. Hey, not happy. I thought you were going to tell me to leave.
I went for a little bit.
Oh, you're the team stay. You just don't.
Anyway, from what I expected in your story, like an Indiana Jones, like a dead boulder, like one trap, and then like a rolling rock starting coming out of your guy.
They have that.
No boulder.
You are Indiana Jones.
That's who you are.
What time is that? That's from 10 to 12, right?
Maybe I have it in here.
Oh.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
10 to 12.
Hey,
okay.
Russ.
Oh man, that changes it. Cause have you been going to those?
I've been trying
Go up to
No, I haven't gone to one yet, and I really need to. But yeah, I'll probably end up going to that.
You did.